So if you're not there, go ahead, find a nice relaxed position, coming all the way down onto your back. I'm going to say seated just to talk you through some things, but go ahead, find a nice relaxed position. You can let the arms and the legs go long. Maybe kind of snug the shoulder blades up underneath you, really starting to relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Maybe open and close the mouth, start to soften through the jaw, through the face. And then palms can be face up to maybe receive if you need a little energy this evening. Or you can flip the palms face down and allow the fingertips, the hands to ground down to feel support. And then checking in with the low back, find a spot that feels good there. And so you may need to adjust the legs. The legs can go long, toes can rock out. You can kind of find a supine tree pose, so bringing the sole of one foot in. Or you can find Supta Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose, soles of the feet together, knees can go wide. See how that feels in the low back. Or lastly, you can take the opposite, constructive rest pose, bring the knees together, feet can go out wide. And that might feel really good on the low back. But find a spot where you can really let the body let go. And then right away, option 2, bring your awareness to the breath. No need to change it, just start to notice the breath. Maybe starting to connect with that nice rise and fall of the chest, of the belly. As you inhale, start to feel the belly, the chest rise, the torso expanding. And then as you exhale, feel the body soften. Maybe give the mind permission to let go. So connecting with the breath is a really great way to help with the mind to stay here with the body. The body is always present. It has to be present in the moment. It doesn't live in the past or in the future like the mind does. So, one of my favorite techniques is connecting with the breath to really allow the mind to be here. So at any point throughout class, throughout your practice, throughout your day, know that the breath is always there. You can always reconnect with the breath to maybe reconnect with the present moments, or maybe reconnect with the breath to help you let go, to maybe create some space to reflect instead of react. And then you can stay here with your rhythm, your pace, or maybe start to extend the breath. As you inhale, really start to fill the belly to completion, and then fill the chest, the lungs. Maybe take it into the throat, all the way to the crown of the head. Hold it there. And then as you exhale, slowly empty out the throat, empty out the chest, the lungs, and then the belly. So just for the next few moments, feel free to really focus on extending the breath, maybe for 4, 5, or 6 count. Filling the body up to completion, and then really emptying the body as you exhale. And like always, if connecting with the breath or lengthening the breath doesn't feel right, no need to do it. And then check in with those tension areas, soften the jaw, the tongue, maybe see where the shoulders are at. Relax the fingers, the toes, allow the muscles to soften. And then take that softness up into the mind. Maybe see if you're attaching yourself to anything, just be aware of it. And then give the mind permission to let it go. And coming right back to your inhales, right back to your exhales. And then always an option to set a focal point or maybe an intention for your practice. This could be the breath, this could be a word, maybe a phrase. But if nothing comes to mind, I offer up the phrase or kind of the theme of being here now. Yoga is this great practice of bringing awareness and mindfulness in on our mats. So we can take that awareness, that mindfulness off our mats and really be, fully present, fully engaged as best as we can. So tonight, see if you can just be here with the body, with the breath. See what comes up. See what you may need to let go of. So if you have an intention, you can always place it at the third eye. Hold it there. Come back to it whenever you need to. But go ahead, take a deep inhale in through the nose. Fill the belly, fill the chest, fill up with your intention. And then open mouth, exhale, side off, let it go. Beautiful. One more deep inhale, fill up, send the breath to every inch of the body. Big exhale, soften, let it go. And then option tonight for your Ujjayi Pranayama breath. Inhale through the nose, seal your lips. And then as you exhale, take it back out through the nose. So you're creating this slight constriction in the back of the throat, kind of like a Darth Vader sound, an oceanic sound. Just a little noise. So you can listen to the breath, letting the mind focus on the breath. And then feel free to stay here as long as you want. But whenever you're ready, you can slowly start to reawaken. Maybe wiggle the fingers, the toes. Roll the ankles, the wrists. Let the head rock heavy side to side. And then option for a nice full body stretch. Reach the arms up overhead. Maybe even interlace the fingers. Press the palms away. Take some wiggles. And then you can stay here or start to bend the legs, maybe feet to the ground and kind of sway the knees side to side. Or you can start to float the feet, draw the low back to the ground. You can kind of just explore movements with the legs, maybe send the knees side to side or draw some circles with the knees. You can even take the hands, grab for the shins or the thighs. Just kind of see how the low back feels tonight. Try to keep, the shoulders soft. Keep that space between the shoulders and the ears. And then relax the jaw. And then if your feet are lifted, go ahead, place your feet back on the ground. Feet together, knees together. You can cactus the arms off to the side and then let the hips kind of slide to the right, knees to the left, gentle twist. So you can kind of stack the legs. If the legs don't touch, no worries. You can hover them or slide a pillow underneath. And then feel free to explore kind of the upper body here. See what happens if you kind of lift the left shoulder to make room for the right shoulder. But making sure not to force the right shoulder to the ground. You can always, relax even more and let the arms kind of rest to the side. So finding a position that feels good for you right now. It may look totally different than what I'm doing, which is great. Honoring what your body needs tonight. And then you can explore the twist in the neck. Gaze can stay up, or maybe chin starts to draw towards the right. And then eyes can be open, maybe sending the gaze to a focal point, or maybe close the eyes. Bringing the awareness back inward, maybe reconnecting with the breath. But at any point, if the mind starts to wander off, just be aware of that. Try not to judge, and then just bring it back. It's okay if the mind thinks that's what it was made to do, but just being aware when that happens And instead of attaching yourself to things, as best you can, letting go of that attachment and coming right back here. Take one more big inhale, maybe grow a little bit taller. Gently twist as you exhale. And then whenever you're ready, slowly release. Knees can come back to center, and then let the knees draw over to the other side. Slide the hips to the left. Find your gentle twists. You can always let the knees hover or slide a pillow, blanket underneath the right thigh. Then you can explore the arms off to the side, or maybe kind of up overhead. But see if you can kind of lift the right shoulder to make room for the left. But if that doesn't feel right, adjust, find a spot where you can really breathe into the left side. Making sure not to force, trying to avoid injury. And then gaze can stay up, or maybe chin starts to fall to the left. And then coming back to the focal point, maybe the breath. As best you can, allowing the mind to be here, present with the body. And then take one more big inhale. Gently twist as you exhale. And then whenever you're ready, come back to center. And then you can draw the knees to the chest one more time. Kind of rock side to side. Give your low back some love. And then we'll take wind removing pose. You can kind of hug the right knee into the chest. Extend the left leg long. So you can interlace the fingers around the shin. And just start to find some movement here. Kind of sway the knee side to side. Maybe roll the ankle. You won't be here too long, but just kind of give the right hip some love. Just checking in, see how it feels tonight. But making sure not to judge. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Soften the jaw. 2 more rounds of breath. And then stay as long as you want. Or option a full wind removing pose. Pull the left knee in to meet the right. Give both knees a squeeze. And then you can slowly release, extend the right leg long, wind removing pose on the left. Relax the right leg, and then feel free to explore the left side. Maybe sway the knee side to side, roll the ankle. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed, soften the jaw. And then you can stay here, or one more time. Pull the right knee in to meet the left. Give both legs a squeeze. And then when you're ready, slowly release. Nice full body stretch. Reach the arms up overhead or off to the side. Legs can go long. And then you can stay here, or option for banana pose. Kind of lengthening out the sides. So you can start to walk the legs and the arms to the left. So maybe you just hang out here. No need to force it. Or you can explore crossing the right leg on top of the left. Maybe the left hand kind of grabs for the right wrist. And you can just gently reach up and then over. So you don't have to go far here. Maybe you kind of just think about driving the hips towards the right. Just starting to breathe into actually both side bodies here. Maybe a little more on the right side than the left though. Won't be here too long. A couple more rounds of breath. Make sure to adjust if needed. And take one more big inhale, reach up. And then as you exhale, gently reach over, send the breath to the right side. And then slowly release. We'll take it over to the other side. So you can kind of walk over to the right. Maybe just kind of gently kind of lean towards the right side. Or left leg can cross the right. Right hand can reach for the left wrist. And then think about lengthening, so reaching kind of forward and back. And then starting to gently reach towards the right. Hips can kind of draw to the left, but making sure you're, not arching the low back here. So you might actually engage the core, drawing the belly in. And then one more big inhale, find some length, reach. And then stay for the exhale, breathe into the left side. And then whenever you're ready, slowly release. Awesome job. You can relax the arms to the side. Maybe start to bend the legs, kind of windshield wiper the legs side to side. Open and close the mouth. And then we're going to come up into tabletop position. So you can kind of rock forward and back. Maybe you kind of think about massaging the whole spine. You're going to use some strength and some momentum. Or you can just roll to one side and gently press yourself up. So we'll be here for a little bit. Feel free to grab a blanket, place it underneath the knees. But coming onto all fours and start to explore. Find some movement. Maybe sway the hips side to side. You can take some circles with the hips, go all the way down, all the way up. Or option two, maybe add on some cat-cow. As you inhale cow, lower the belly, lift the hearts. Breathe into the front line. And then as you exhale cats, draw the belly in. Ears can come down in line with the biceps. Think about breathing space between the shoulder blades. So you can even move with the breath here, kind of finding a nice moving meditation. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat, round the spine. You can always hold any posture. You can even add on movements here. Wag the tail as you flow through cat-cow. But take about 3 to 5 more rounds of breath. And you just, being aware of what's happening here. Like feeling the pelvis move with each movement. Seeing what's happening here in the spine, the shoulders. Go ahead, take one more big inhale. Big exhale. And you can stay here in tabletop and hang out in cat-cow or puppy dog pose. So kind of opening up the chest, the shoulders a little bit more. So hips will stay on top of the knees. And just start to walk the hands forward. You don't have to go far here. And you can allow the forehead start to draw towards the ground. But listen to the shoulders, listen to the chest. Your forehead might be nowhere near the ground, and that's totally okay. You can even explore, lifting the wrists, coming to the fingertips. You just check in, be aware of what's happening in the shoulders and the chest and the spine. And if you need to, maybe back off. No need to force it. 2 more rounds of breath. And you can stay for as long as you want. When you're ready, slowly coming back up. Moving back into tabletop. From here, start to tuck the toes under. So you can stay here, right? Just kind of see how this feels in the toes and the arches of the feet. Or maybe start to walk the hands back, start to lower the hips. So lightning bolt pose, or in yin yoga, more kind of accurate posture named toe screaming pose. So know that the hands do not have to, come off the ground. Feel free to come back forward into tabletop, or maybe start to kind of lift up hands to the shins. Just be aware of what's happening here in the toes and the feet. And if you need to, make sure to adjust. Soften the jaw, soften the shoulders. And as best as you can, see if you can stay with the breath. Maybe connecting with the breath will kind of help you let go of kind of what's happening here in the feet. But if it's too much, no worries. Make sure to back off. It's a really great posture if you do wear shoes all day long. Giving the feet, the toes, the ankles some love here. Last round of breath. Good, and then when you're ready, slowly release, come back forward. Awesome job. Release the feet, and then you can kind of just like kick, like little flutter kicks. Just gently tap the tops of the feet into the ground. Maybe even kind of roll the ankles. Good. And then let's come on to the forearms. Let's give the knees a break here. All the way down to the forearms and then coming into Sphinx pose. So kind of walk the legs long behind you. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Relax the legs, but still start to engage through the belly. So draw the navel in, grow tall through the crown of the head. So think about creating space between the vertebrae, so like the spine bones, instead of compressing, right? So gravity compresses us, pulls us down. So you can use some core strength here to kind of lift up as you back bend. And then you can stay here, keep that action in the belly. Maybe stretch out the neck, bringing the chin to the chest, breathing into the back of the neck. You can explore some half circles, kind of going to the right, to the left. And slowly sending the gaze back forward. Keep the belly pull in, maybe grow a little bit taller. You can even start to draw the elbows towards the belly. Awesome job, big inhale. And then as you exhale, release, send the chest down to the ground, walk the palms back underneath the shoulders. So you can skip this if you want. The cobra pose, a little more strength here, a little more active back bend. So press the tops of the feet down, knees will start to lift. You should feel the thighs, the glutes kind of kick in. And then bringing awareness to the inner thighs. See if you can draw the inner thighs in and kind of roll them towards the ceiling. So really strong legs, really strong in the back body. And then send the shoulder blades down the spine, keeping space between the shoulders and the ears. Start to feel the upper back, the triceps really start to turn on as well. And then as you inhale, just a little lift of the chest. So ultimately, the back body is working here along with the spine muscles. And the belly is also trying to work the core muscles. And then same thing, think about reaching out and then up. So lengthening between the vertebrae instead of compressing the vertebrae. You might feel some heat here. Make sure to breathe. Take one more big inhale. And then as you exhale, release, the left ear can go to the mat. Gaze can go right. Arms can come to the side, palms up. Let the heels rock open. So soften your glutes, relax the legs. Slow the breath down. Maybe even start to close the eyes here. And then the option to find some back breathing. So as you inhale, really draw the belly to the ground, pushing the breath towards the back of the body, the back of the lungs, finding more space between the shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, soften, maybe kind of draw the shoulder blades down the spine, lengthening a little bit more. Maybe take 2 more rounds on your own if that feels right. And then feel free to stay here or one more belly down back bend. So you can take Sphinx, Cobra like we've done, or option for kind of like a half locust. So chin back to the center. Arms can stay off to the side, but this time flip the palms face down. So kind of like an airplane arms variation. Lower body's going to stay on the ground, so feet press down, knees lift. Find the inner thighs, find your glutes. And then same thing, draw the shoulder blades down the spine. Space between the shoulders and the ears, and then when you're ready, just a little lift of the chest. So the hands are grounding down here, still supporting. Don't have to go high. If you feel compression in the low back, lower the chest down a little bit. And then you can always stay here. Keep the feet rooting down, knees lifting. Maybe explore reaching the fingertips towards the back. So just a little lift here. This might be a little harder, so don't be afraid to keep the hands down on the ground, using that support. No need to force it, no need to hurt yourself. Make sure to breathe, take one more big inhale. And then as you exhale, release, right ear to the mat, gaze can go to the left, palms can face up. My brain kind of skipped a thing there. So heels off to the side, maybe shimmy the hips side to side. Maybe bend the legs, gently winch whipper the legs side to side. Find any movements that feel good for the spine, the low back. feel free to stay here or chin back to center. We're going to meet in child's pose. So either palms underneath the shoulders, press yourself up, or come onto the forearms. Slowly start to press up, making your way into child's pose. Knees can go wide. Send the hips back. The hips don't reach the heels, no worries. Let them hover or maybe slide a pillow underneath. And then hands can walk forward, they can relax. Maybe forehead to the ground, or you can place a block underneath, or maybe your fists. Let's start to, really slow it back down. Maybe bringing the awareness back to the breath, letting you let go, maybe letting you reset here. Maybe coming back to that intention of being here right now. Being aware of what's happening inward within the body, but also maybe being aware of what's happening, within the room that you're in. Not letting the mind attach itself to things. Just noticing them and then letting them kind of float by. Take a breath here, deep inhale, feel the back body rise. Slow exhale, feel the body soften. And then you can stay here or slowly coming back up, back into tabletop. And then we're going to kind of take a twist with thread the needle and stretch out the arms. Coming onto all fours, we'll start on the right side. Slowly reach the right fingertips high, take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, thread the needle, right arm underneath the left, gently roll to the right side. So make sure something is, under, or make sure the right side of your face is touching the ground. So whether it's with a blanket, a pillow, or, letting the face reach down to the ground. Now relaxing the head and the neck here. Start to press the back of the right arm down as you lift the chest. Left hand can stay, left hand can reach high, maybe reach behind you, see how that feels. But find a spot that feels good. No need to force it. Gently press the back of the right arm down. Maybe start to lift the chest. Soften the jaw. 2 more rounds of breath. Take 1 more big inhale. Stay here for the exhale. And then left palm back to the ground. Slowly reach the right fingertips high. And then release back to tabletop. Same thing other side. Left hand will go high. Big inhale. And then as you exhale, thread the needle. Left arm underneath the right. Gently coming to the left side. Feel free to slide a pillow underneath the left side of your face, but just make sure the left side is grounded, supported. And you can press the back of the left arm down to gently lift the chest. Breathing into the upper back, the spine. And right hand can always stay, or feel free to explore. Right hand can go high, maybe work on the bind, reaching behind you. And really relax through the face, the jaw. Make sure to adjust if this doesn't feel right tonight. Last 2 rounds of breath. See where the mind may be at. And take 1 more big inhale. Stay for the exhale. And then when you're ready, right hand down. Left hand can reach high. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Beautiful work. All right, coming back to the legs. So we're going to come into our lizard lunge. So however you want to, you're going to step your right foot forward. I'll kind of give you maybe a little kind of some tips here. But start to extend the right leg long. Toes can be on the ground. But go ahead, check in with the belly, see what's happening, try to draw the navel in. And we're just going to explore some movement here to find some space. So take an inhale, maybe lift through the right heel. And then as you exhale, find your cat back. Right knee will draw towards the nose as best as you can. Really press the ground away. Think about finding space. And then as you inhale, extend the right leg back long. Maybe send the gaze forward. Let's take 2 more if you want them. Exhale, knee to nose. Pull it in. Good. Inhale, extend the right leg. Good. Now exhale, knee to the nose. So you can kind of place the right toes on the ground wherever that meets. Maybe lift the right hand, kind of grab for the right foot and start to slide, gently pull that right foot forward. And then lizard lunge, so right foot will walk over to the right edge, hands will be to the inside of your right foot. And then if you have blocks, a great place to use them. So blocks can come to the hands at any height. And then 5 rounds of breath, maybe to just explore. So you can let the hips get heavy, send the gaze up, let the heart reach up, stay here, or as you exhale, explore maybe bumping the hips back. You don't have to straighten through the right leg and find half splits. Find a length that feels good for you. So just take a couple rounds of breath here, maybe just moving forward and back. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed, down away from the ears. Soften the jaw, the fingertips. And 2, if you don't have blocks, keep a bend in the right leg as much as you need it. So you don't have to, really straighten through the right leg for half splits. Take one more round of breath here. And then you can stick with the movement or option to hold, okay? So holding lizard lunge. Some people love lizard lunge and some people might despise it. So, feel free to do what feels best for you. But keeping the right knee behind the toes, and then allow the pelvis to be heavy, but maybe kind of explore driving the right hip back. Hands can stay on blocks, hands can stay on the ground. If you have the space tonight, maybe come onto a block, like forearms onto the block, or maybe forearms to the ground. But same thing, check in with those tension areas, relax the fingers, the shoulders, open and close the mouth. And then feel free to stay here. Or one more option, you can always explore rolling to the edge of the right foot. Just keep the right foot flexed so you're not rolling into the ankle and into the knee. Maybe creating a little more space in the inner right thigh. 2 more rounds of breath. Make sure to adjust. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly release, coming back to the hands if you came all the way down. And then option for half splits. So from here, if your hands are on the ground and you can't go, much further, that's all right. Kind of just lift the hips and draw the right hip back. Okay, so see how that feels. If you have blocks, you can really start to send the hips back, straightening through the right leg as much as you want. And then I like to personally, kind of slide the heel forward, keeping the hips on top of the left knee. You can explore flexing the right toes, but draw the right hip back. Actively sending the right hip towards the back of the room. We'll create a little more space in, the back of the thigh, the belly of the hamstring, the middle of the hamstring. And really relax the shoulders. You can even start to explore bending at the elbows and allowing the upper body to slowly draw towards the ground. You are on your journey, not mine. So making sure to find the position that feels best. Try not to worry how your body, your posture looks. Maybe focus more on how it feels. Bringing awareness to what's happening inward. Last 2 rounds of breath. And take one more big inhale, reach the heart forward towards the tops of the right toes. And then as you exhale, maybe fold, bend at the elbows. And then slowly making your way out of this. Take your time, come back to the sole of the right foot, and then we'll meet back in tabletop. So, if you can, just slide that right leg back. And kind of just take some movements here. Just sway the hip side to side. Maybe see how the right leg feels compared to the left. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So first, option to explore kind of some movement here. So extending the left leg long. Checking in here, making sure the core is engaged. Draw the navel towards the spine. Press the ground away. And then you want to think about creating space here. So as you inhale, maybe lift through the left heel. Exhale, cat back, send the right knee, or left knee, excuse me, towards the nose. Really press the ground away. And then as you inhale, extend the left leg back long, find length. As you exhale, knee to nose, gently press the ground away. Good, one more, then we'll come into lizard lunge. Big inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. And then you can try to step the foot through or just, plant the left foot wherever is right. Lift the left hand, use that space to walk, slide, or maybe kind of pull the left foot forward. And then option for that lizard lunge, so hands will come to the inside of the left foot. Walk your foot over to the edge of your mat. Left knee is behind the toes. And then feel free to grab blocks if you have them, and then we'll take 5 rounds of breath, just exploring the hips here. So allowing the hips to be heavy, kind of finding a little back bend here, lifting the heart. And then as you exhale, bump the hips back, straighten through the left leg as much as you need it. So feel free to find whatever movements feel right on this side. Keep the jaw relaxed, the shoulders. And same thing, you don't have to go far, listening to the left hamstring. And take one more round of breath here. Beautiful work. And then whenever you're ready, we'll meet in a lizard lunge, or you can stick with the movement. So for lizard lunge, left knee still behind the toes. And you can just allow the pelvis to be heavy, maybe even sliding the right leg long behind you. You can explore driving the left hip back still, see how that feels in the inner thigh. Maybe hands stay on the blocks, or maybe start to work the forearms down to the blocks, or maybe forearms to the ground. Know that this side's going to feel different, so try not to judge. It's totally okay if this side's a little tighter, a little more open. Check in with the shoulders, try to send them down away from the ears. Open and close the mouth. You can even start to explore rolling to the edge of the left foot, keeping the left foot flexed so you're not rolling into the ankle. So if you're kind of confused on what that looks like, just kind of rolling to the left side and kind of flexing the foot so the ankle is strong and you're not kind of rolling. So still flex the foot, coming to the edge. Maybe a little more space in the inner thigh. And last 2 rounds of breath. And then whenever you're ready, slowly start to come back up if you came down. And then lastly, option for half splits. So hands can come to blocks, a great place to use those blocks. But if you don't have blocks, just start to, send the hips back. All right, so sending the hips back and just, draw the left hip back. That left hip drawing back, may start to create some space here in the hamstring. Or if you have, the room tonight, you can start to straighten through the left leg as much as needed. Slide the heel forward so the hips are on top of the right knee. You can even explore flexing the left toes towards the face. But same thing, left hip will draw back. Right hip will kind of draw forward. And then shoulders away from the ears. Kind of reach the heart forward, lengthening out of the low back. And take a big inhale. Maybe start to bend at the elbows, allowing the upper body to slowly come down. Awesome job. Last round of breath here. Take a deep inhale, reach your heart forward. Gently fold if that feels right as you exhale. And then when you're ready, you can slowly release, coming back up. Blocks can go off to the side, coming back into tabletop. Awesome job. And just take some time here, sway the hips side to side. Open and close the mouth. And then we're going to come down onto the back, so slowly release, grab anything you need. We'll do some yoga nidra in a little bit, so feel free to grab blankets, pillows, socks, sweaters. But first, come onto the back, Maybe knees to the chest, explore rocking side to side. Or maybe start to stamp your feet onto the ceiling, kind of grab the back of the thighs with the back of the feet for happy baby. Kind of rock side to side. Try to keep your, the low back, your tailbone kind of drawing towards the ground. And feel free to stay here, or you can slowly start to release. And then if you have a block, you can use it here, supported bridge or bridge pose, set to bandha. So kind of hands off to the side and kind of see where the fingertips are at. See if they kind of touch the heels or the back of the heels. And then from here, drive the heels down, slowly start to lift the hips high. So we're not going to be here too long, but you can always grab a block, place it right underneath you, that flat part of your spine, your sacrum. But if you are active, drive the heels down, gently lift the hips. And just like we did with those belly down back bends, can you think about driving the inner thighs in and kind of this time rolling them down and out. Finding activation here in the back of the body. Maybe palms flip up and kind of walk the shoulder blades underneath you, really opening up the chest. Gaze is straight up. Make sure to breathe. One more big inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Option for butterfly pose, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees can go wide. You can always take your blocks, slide them underneath the thighs, the outer thighs. And then right hand can come to the heart, maybe left hand to the belly. Shoulder blades slide up underneath you. You open and close the mouth, but allow the body to relax. An option to reconnect with the breath, really feeling that rise and fall here of the chest, of the belly. And from here, you can find some gratitude for yourself. Thank yourself for showing up tonight, for showing up each week. Thank yourself for listening to the body, for honoring, what's happening right now. Take a deep inhale, fill up with gratitude, kindness for yourself. And then big open mouth exhale, share it off. Then feel free to stay here, or you can grab for the outer thighs, gently close the legs, bring the knees together. And then option for constructive rest pose, knees will stay together, walk the feet to the outer edges. Allow the low back to draw towards the ground. Maybe cactus the arms up overhead, stretching out the shoulders one last time. But allowing the low back to draw towards the ground. It might even feel good to rock the head side to side, massaging the back of the skull. And then you can even start to find movements in the leg, maybe letting the legs fall to the right and then to the left. An option to take this into a twist, a little bit different than we did in the beginning of class, but start to send the knees to the left so the legs are separated. Kind of just see how this feels on the right side. If it doesn't feel great, find that gentle twist, maybe stack the legs. And then you can even explore lifting the left foot and placing the left foot on the outer right thigh. So kind of using the foot as a weight to gently draw the knee towards the ground. But if that doesn't feel right, please do not do it. And then gaze can always stay up, or maybe explore twisting the neck and the gaze to the right. And take one more big inhale. Breathe into the twist as you exhale. And then whenever you're ready, taking it to the other side. So if you need to, release the left leg. Knees come back up to the center, and then allow the knees to fall to the right. So same thing, if you can stay here, legs are separated, but feel free to find that gentle twist that feels right. And you can always explore lifting the right foot and placing the right foot to the outer left thigh, just allowing the knee to kind of draw towards the ground. But please do not force it. Find the twist that feels best for you tonight. Gaze can always stay up, or maybe chin starts to fall to the left. If you've lost the breath, if the mind is wandering, no worries. Just acknowledge it. Take a deep inhale. Maybe send the breath to the left side as you exhale. And then whenever you're ready, you can slowly release. Let the legs come back up to center. Maybe start to pull the knees to the chest. One more time, rocking side to side. Or maybe give yourself a hug. Draw the forehead towards the knees. And then whenever you're ready, release and kind of find your way into Shavasana. So find this really relaxed supine position. You can grab blankets, pillows, sweaters, socks, but try to get as comfortable as you can here. Finding a position where you feel supported, especially in the low back. And as you start to settle in to this nice supine position, try to slide the shoulder blades up underneath you, relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. Start to soften through the jaw, relax the tongue. But start to prepare yourself for Yoga Nidra. So the practice of Yoga Nidra is the act of hearing and the act of feeling. These are the only important factors. In Yoga Nidra, you function on the level of awareness, plus the level of listening. In dreams, you have no control. In Yoga Nidra, you are the creator of the dream. Say to yourself mentally, I will not sleep. I shall only listen to the voice. Give yourself time to become calm and steady. Take a deep breath, and as you breathe in, feel calmness spreading throughout to the body. As you breathe out, say to yourself mentally, relax. Now become aware of the sounds in the distance. Become aware of the most distant sounds that you can hear. Let your sense of hearing operate like a radar beam, searching out distant sounds that you can hear. Move your attention from sound to sound without attempting to identify the sound. Now gradually bring your attention to closer sounds, to outside of this building, the room, And then to sounds inside the building, inside the room. Now develop your awareness of the room. Without opening your eyes, visualize the walls, the ceiling, the floor. Your body lying on the floor. Total awareness of your body lying in perfect stillness. Become aware of the existence of your physical body lying on the floor. Total awareness of your body lying in perfect stillness. Your body lying on the floor. Develop your awareness of all the physical meeting points between your body and the floor. Now become aware of the natural breath. Become aware of the deep, natural, spontaneous breath. Feeling the body rise as you inhale, and feeling the body relax as you exhale. Now coming back to my voice, the practice of Yoga Nidra begins now. Say mentally to yourself, I'm going to practice Yoga Nidra. I will not sleep. I am going to practice Yoga Nidra. At this time, option to set a sankalpa or an intention. The sankalpa can be a word, a phrase, or a positive affirmation statement. Let it be short and simple. Try to discover one naturally. Once you have your sankalpa, state it clearly and with awareness 3 times. The sankalpa you make during Yoga Nidra plants a seed in the fertile soil of your mind to bring about transformation and healing. Now we will begin a journey of sensory awareness throughout the body. You will move your awareness to different parts of your body as soon as you hear them named. Allow the mind to move from one body part to the next. We will start on the right side. Right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger. Palm of the hand, back of the hand. Wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, right knee, thigh, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger. Palm of the hand, back of the hand. Wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, left thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Right shoulder, left shoulder. Right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, right glute, left glute, the spine, the whole of the back together. Top of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, right eyelid, left eyelid, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, nose, tip of nose, right nostril, left nostril, upper lip, lower lip, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right chest, left chest, middle of the chest, navel, abdomen, whole of the right leg, whole of the left leg, both legs together, whole of the right arm, whole of the left arm, both arms together, whole of the back, whole of the front, whole of the head together, the whole of the body together, the whole of the body together. Now become aware of the space occupied by the body. Become aware of the body and the space that is occupied by your body. Become aware of the body and the space that is occupied by your body. Body and space. Become aware of the whole body and the floor. The whole body in relation to the floor. And at the same time, become aware of the meeting points of the body and the floor. These very subtle physical points between body and floor. Feel the meeting points between the back of your head and the floor. The shoulder blades and the floor. The elbows and the floor. The back of the hands and the floor. The glutes and the floor. The calves and the floor. The heels and the floor. Awareness of all the meeting points between the body and the floor. The sensations of all points simultaneously, evenly. Now switch your attention to the eyelids. Feel the narrow line of meeting points between the upper and the lower eyelids. Feel the sharp points where they meet. Intensify your awareness between the eyelids and then the lips. Center your attention to the line between the lips. From the lips, we go to the breath. Draw your attention to the natural ingoing and outgoing breath. Feel the breath moving along the passage between the navel and the throat. On the inhale, it rises from the navel to the throat. On the exhale, it descends from the throat to the navel. Become completely aware of the respiration, navel to throat, and throat to navel. Do not try to force the breath, just awareness. Maintain your awareness and follow the rise and fall of your breath from navel to throat and throat to navel. Total awareness of breathing. The breath is slow. The breath is relaxed. Inhale, rising. Exhale, falling from navel to throat and throat to navel. Total awareness of the breath. The breath is slow. The breath is relaxed. Now imagine the whole body becoming light, as though your body could float away from the floor and towards the ceiling. The head is light and weightless. The limbs are light and weightless. The torso is light and weightless. The whole body light and weightless. You are rising higher and higher away from the floor. Now imagine your body becoming heavy. Feel the heaviness in all parts of the body. Each part is becoming heavier and heavier and heavier. The head is heavy. The limbs are heavy. The torso is heavy. The whole body is heavy. So heavy that it is sinking down into the floor. Now feel the floor underneath you. Feel the floor underneath you supporting you. Feel the body grounding down. Feel the body lifting up. Feel secure. Feel supported. Feel relaxed. Now we come to visualization. A number of things will be named, and you should try to develop a vision of them on all levels. Feeling, awareness, emotion, and imagination. Start to form a mental image of these things as best as you can. Burning candle. A red rose. A galloping horse. Endless desert. Torrential rain. A temple at sunrise. Snow-capped mountains. A wooded forest. A ship sailing on the high seas. Waves breaking on a deserted beach. A garden full of blooming flowers. A small hut in the woods. Clouds drifting. Birds flying across a sunset. Stars at night. full moon, the rising sun. Now remember your intention, your sankalpa. Repeat your same intention you made at the beginning of practice in the same words and with the same attitude. Repeat your intention now 3 times clearly with feeling and emphasis. Now become aware of your breath. Become aware of your natural breath. Awareness of breathing and awareness of relaxation. Develop awareness of your physical existence. Become aware of your arms and legs and your body lying stretched out on the floor. Become aware of meeting points between your body and the floor. Develop awareness of the room, the walls, the ceiling, the noise in the room and the noise outside of the room. Take your mind out. Become completely external. And then when you are ready, start to slowly move your body. Wiggle the fingers, the toes. Maybe roll the ankles, the wrists. Allow the head to gently rock heavy side to side. And then you can take a nice full body stretch. Reach the arms up overhead, send the legs long, take some wiggles. And then you can draw the knees into the chest. Feel free to rock to your favorite side, fetal pose, using the bottom arm as a pillow. Taking time here to reflect, but also allowing for rebirth. And then whenever you're ready, you can gently press up to a seat, cross the ankles, sit on the shins, take your time. Maybe roll the shoulders up and down, find some movement in the head, the neck. But allow the sit bones to ground down, a little engagement through the belly to help you lift up, to feel supported, and then soften the shoulders back. And then taking time here to bring awareness of the breath one more time. Take a deep inhale, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. And then hands can come to hearts. Anjali Mudra, sealing in our practice. And I thank you all for being here, for sharing your practice tonight. I thank yoga for bringing us together. And from my heart to yours, with so much gratitude, I bow. Thank you, thank you.